everybody? Welcome to the weekly sports recap from the Sports Mixtape. We're going to be touching on hot topics from the past week. In a previous episode this week, we talked about Rod Tidwell, show me the money. Well, these running backs are getting showed some money right now. Running backs are getting the bag, guys. Are we finally starting to see a trend back towards running backs becoming an important part of NFL offenses and getting paid like it? Because here's what we got. Within the last couple weeks, Bijan signed a 3-year, $75 million deal with the Falcons, $51 million guaranteed. A couple weeks before that, Jonathan Taylor of the Colts, 2 years, $44 million, $39 guaranteed. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, I guess a successful hold-in, ended up getting a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. Now, it was not that long ago that the Giants wouldn't pay Saquon, $13 million, whatever it was?
Yep. Well, those three running backs have something in common.
They'll be the first three in the fantasy draft this year.
Yeah, probably. They're all amazing pass catchers, and they're amazing with the ball after the catch. And that, I think, was the shift. Before, you just fed the running back the ball, jammed down your throat. Now we're seeing a shift where running backs are becoming like pass catchers now, so everyone wants them. You basically have an extra wide receiver in the backfield.
So speaking of paying running backs, do the Giants have to take out an extra insurance policy when they decide to pay Scatabo at some point because of how
I'd pay him money.
This may be internet rumor, but I heard they're trying to beef up and solidify the running game just in case he gets hurt. And I saw a couple players being mentioned.
Ty Tracy, not a bad late round draft pick in fantasy, just in case Scatabo.
I would give Scatabo
running through the goalpost.
I would give Scatabo a contract on a month-to-month basis, and he'd probably take it.
What else these three have in common, especially Gibbs now that Montgomery is gone, is they're the guy on their team. There's a very distinct setup right now. So you've got, in Baltimore, you've got Derrick Henry. In Philadelphia, you have Saquon Barkley. Atlanta has Robinson, Colts, Jonathan Taylor, Lions, Gibbs. 49ers, Christian McCaffrey. There's no timeshare with these guys. They are getting the bulk of the carries. They might get a break every couple series. That's very different than what happens on most teams. You could also say like Achane down in Miami in a similar situation. But most teams, it's a two-headed attack, which
it doesn't work.
I imagine if you're a running back, that has to be frustrating. You can't get into a routine and a rhythm.
Like Travion Henderson.
Every other series,
He's sharing 50% with Stevens.
Think about last year. Running back by committee doesn't work. Now you need a couple solid running backs, but you need that one guy because we saw in the playoffs what happened. Henderson barely touched the ball. It was Ramondre Stevenson, ton of touches every game. What happened? Charbonnet might have got hurt. I can't remember, but it was
he did. That's when
Kenneth Walker became the main guy.
And that showed you that a lot of people said Walker should have been getting most of those touches throughout the year.
Yeah.
I guess the only argument you can make, though, is the injury thing. Walker's a guy who's had a lot of soft tissue injuries. So
yes.
I see that side of it, but it seems like these teams that have the dominant running back, offensively, it just seems to be more cohesion in the offense when you got the same guy out there for 80%.
And if you want to make a playoff run like we saw last year, you don't want to make your quarterback have to throw the ball 50 times a game. You want that guy that you could feed the rock to and he could just pound out the yards.
Look at Philly's most recent Super Bowl victory 2 years ago. Saquon was an absolute monster that year.
Look, teams notice all these trends,
You can still win with, a running back shouldering a lot of the load there.
Yeah, so, I think throughout the year you definitely need a couple, to take the load off.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playoffs, you need that guy.
Well, speaking of guys getting paid, there's another guy just up the road here in Baltimore who catches passes, who just got paid a lot of money for someone who doesn't seem like a. That's one way of putting it. Yeah, interesting to see how much. I always kind of thought of him as like maybe a 1B, not, and maybe it's a size thing, but he got paid like a like an alpha
Yeah,
receiver.
I mean-
better perform.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but his quarterback doesn't throw the ball that much. Unless the game plan this year, they're trying to.
They just need to hand the ball off on that team. That's it. But he's going to be missing Patrick Ricard this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ricard end up on the Giants? Yeah.
Two-headed dragon.
Scatterbone's going to need it.
So let's touch on just real quick, because we got to just
That
talk.
J.J. McCarthy's career is over.
Oh my gosh, that was actually.
Kyler Murray.
Murray
I just read the day before. Oh, J.J. McCarthy getting all these first team reps. He's looking good, and then
Done.
They had to put that to bed real quick.
Someone-
How excited do you think Justin Jefferson is right now?
oh my gosh, he slept like a baby the night that they announced it.
That announcement might have bumped his fantasy draft stock like 3 or 4 spots.
And look, I'm not saying Kyler Murray is like this amazing thrower of the football, but whew, I mean, JJ he couldn't do anything, which, is a shame. But I honestly think like he'll get a chance with another team at some point.
How much do you think, like, if you gave them Truth Theorem, the GM and the coach or whoever was responsible, how much do you think they regret letting Sam Darnold go? Guy won 14 games the year before.
Well, my thing is, you took a guy who was asked to throw the ball like 5 times a game in college.
That's what I don't understand.
And you go, oh, this guy, Sam Darnold, who just had an amazing season, won us 14-plus games, we're going to take the guy who barely has any experience? I don't get that.
Yeah.
I want to make a bold prediction today.
Cotton.
Cleveland Browns are not going to win a game this year. We got Deshaun Watson.
Well, what a mess. They're talking about Shador might not even be on the team this year. They might end up I don't even know what is going on in
Jimmy,
Cleveland. But
when you get sad this year, just think it could always be worse. You could be a Browns fan.
you're right. I mean,
Or a Mets fan.
but
So let's
it is
touch on,
crazy.
speaking of Jets and speaking of teams, let's just give a quick, preseason is the time of year when everybody looks like a stud in camp. And that's usually what's coming out in your beat writers and your reports. So just real quick, let's touch on what you're hearing from camp.
Arvell Reese is looking fast.
Yeah.
And he popped Scatterboo and sent him out of practice the other day.
Ah, okay.
That's saying something.
Did you see the little tiff between Max Crosby and Cousins?
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
I love Cousins getting into it. I love some Kirk Cousins, man.
Crosby just was talking about, like, I just can't turn that off. Like, and
No.
Crosby doesn't seem like a guy that can just
No.
turn that thing off.
Yeah.
But anything else you're hearing from Giants camp, Brad? You had mentioned something before we were filming.
Neighbors is supposedly way ahead of schedule now.
Yeah.
And just looking in form. Like, he should start, I think, week 1.
He could be, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, a very underrated fantasy pick because he's going a bit later in drafts. I see him dropping it in some mocks to like round 3.
Because it's his health, really. It has nothing to do with,
It
Yeah.
could pay off, as a late pick.
What were you saying, too? The Giants were thinking about signing somebody potentially?
This could be internet hoopla.
Yeah.
But I
One of those.
And like I said, it's
The internet's always right.
It's to bolster the running game to have a solid running back one as a backup.
Yeah.
It'd be Alvin Kamara or James Conner.
Okay.
I mean,
They'd be solid additions.
I'd take James Conner. I think
Yeah.
James Conner
He
still has
still
some
has
left.
juice left.
He's steady. What about on the other side of that stadium there in Jersey?
I'm hearing all sorts of things out of training camp about the Jets.
This is the year?
No, I never think it's going to be the year. I actually heard, I was telling Brent before this, I heard way too many good things about the Jets, and I really was thinking this can't be. And then I heard that they scrimmaged the Bucs because they're going to play them, so they did team scrimmages, and that Geno Smith was terrible. They looked like they got dominated by the Bucs, and that's really what Jets fans want to hear, because I don't come into seasons with expectations, but I support my team. So you never know. We'll see what happens. We'll win a few games, I think.
More than
Okay.
the Browns.
I mean, if we don't win more than the Browns, I don't know.
So in Philly, obviously new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion supposedly taking a lot more snaps from under center, which has not been something Jalen Hurts has done a lot in his career.
Yeah.
But supposedly he's all about and for the new offense. Going to be a lot of play action, a lot more time under center. I've also heard a lot more designed runs. Thank goodness. hopefully getting Hurts back to what he does best, which is
Barkley back to what he does best.
Yeah, and I think Barkley likes running from under center as a running back as opposed to always in the shotgun. But one thing that I did hear with Hurts is that was it Jalen Carter came in a little more svelte and leaner and in shape this year, and he said Hurts is looking fast. So it's always one of those things because of Hurts' style of play. He gets banged up a little bit during the season, but there's two guys that I want to see as true dual threat quarterbacks because it's when they're at their best, Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Just embrace it.
This is why training camp is awesome because we all hear good things about our teams, and you're banking on it, and you're hoping and praying that these are all true. But we won't know.
You haven't started 0-1 yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not yet.
NFC East, I think, is going to battle it out this season. All four teams have a shot at winning it, minus the Cowboys.
I don't think Washington either. I'm not sold on the Commanders this year.
I mean, I think that's the Eagles to lose.
The Eagles' defense is going to be spicy.
The Cowboys every year, it's one of those things, and we all know this. If you're not a Cowboys fan, you hear it every year that, this is the year they're going to be good.
It's never the year.
And it never happens. I mean, what you had two of the best wide receivers in the league last year. You didn't do anything, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, last thing we got to mention, the Red Sox continue to play some ridiculous baseball.
Hurts
right
my
now.
heart.
They are on a historic heater. I think I saw at one point, I don't think it's in their last 30, but they had a 30-game stretch recently where they were 27-3.
Yeah, I mean,
in that 30-game stretch. Rutschman just came back to play. This is a team that also is pitching really well. Sonny Gray having a great year.
So speaking of that record over that span, statistically speaking, the Mets still have a chance. If they
We
win
gotta
like
go.
30,
We gotta go
if they go like
27-3.
38-9.
We gotta go 27-3 these next 30.
Yeah, you gotta hope the Braves lose every game.
Mets are putting guys out. It's the time of year where you're like, who's this guy? Where did this guy come from? But yeah, so all right, you guys have anything else in the wide world of sports? PGA Tour is entering playoff mode.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see as that gets closer to the end. Is it going to be Scotty? Is it going to be Rory? Is it going to be someone else coming up from the middle of the pack? And what do? They drop it to like top 70, top 50, top 30, something along those lines?
Like
Yeah. It's a big prize, though. It's a pretty purse, the FedEx.
Like $7 million? Or
I think it's
more
10
than
mil.
that?
It's huge. It's really big.
And is it still down in East Lake?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Georgia?
always in East Lake, Georgia.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be a fun
Interesting
FedEx
race to
Cup.
watch.
And look, I think Friday night we have real football, though preseason,
But I saw the Bengals are going to throw their starters out there for at
a
least
bunch
the
of teams.
series.
I mean, a bunch of
These
teams
guys
are.
moving, yeah.
All right, so real quick before we end this, because I do think this is an important point. In recent years, you have seen a lot of guys not play guys in the preseason, and is it leading to more early season injuries? There's an argument to be made.
I think you can sit quarterbacks for a while in preseason, but I think key position players need to get moving and get in that contact.
Is it leading to injuries?
It may be, and guys are getting off to slow starts. Like these quarterbacks that aren't playing in like they're getting off to kind of. It takes them a few games to ramp up. And look, this is football. I'm not asking you to play your guys all game, but like. You got to play him. You know what I mean? Like, you got to play him at least one quarter, get your guys the reps. Because now it's only 3 preseason games. It used to be 4, so.
Yeah.
You don't have as much real action.
All right, well, stay tuned. We'll catch you guys next week with some more weekly sports update.
See ya.